Hey, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna talk about top 5 best laptops for students. Starting at number 5. Lenovo Chromebook C340. If you find our budget pick still too expensive and want something cheaper, there's nothing better than a Chromebook. We recommend the Lenovo Chromebook C340-15. It's a 2-in-1 convertible that feels well built, with enough battery life to get you through a typical school or workday. You can get this laptop with an Intel Core i3 or Pentium Gold CPU, both of which are getting a little long in the tooth, but still powerful enough to provide a smooth experience on Chrome OS. That said, you can only get a maximum of 4 GB of memory, so you have to limit the number of applications or Chrome tabs you open at once. As with most budget laptops, the display is where Lenovo makes some compromises, as it doesn't get very bright and looks washed out. However, images and text look decently sharp, and there's plenty of screen real estate for multitasking. The keyboard feels great to type on, and while the touchpad is small, it tracks all movements and gestures well. Coming at number 4. Lenovo Ideapad 3. Our pick for the best budget laptop is the Lenovo Ideapad 315. This 15.6-inch Windows laptop is portable and sturdy and gives you enough battery life to get through an 8-hour workday. It's available with AMD Ryzen 5000 series CPUs, which are capable of handling most general productivity tasks. You get a 1080p display that gets bright enough for use in most indoor settings, a good webcam for video calls, and a decent port selection, including an HDMI port. Unfortunately, while the keyboard feels reasonably spacious and provides good tactile feedback, it can be tiring to type on for long periods as the keys require a fair amount of force to actuate. As for the touchpad, it's just okay, as it's small and doesn't always register some movements and taps. Some models have a fingerprint sensor built into the power button, so if it's something you care about, it's best to check before buying. At number 3. Acer Swift 3 Intel Evo. We chose the Acer Swift 314 as a more modest mid-range option. This model is easy to carry around, feels well built, and has a battery that lasts nearly 14 hours of light use. Its 14-inch display produces sharp images and text and gives you just enough room for some light multitasking. The keyboard feels cramped but decent to type on, and the touchpad is small but reasonably responsive. It has a great port selection, including 2 USB-As, 1 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4, a full-size HDMI, and a headphone jack. Configuration-wise, you can get it with an Intel 11th Gen Core i5 or i7 and up to 16 GB of memory, and 512 GB of storage. 2 things to keep in mind. The first is that the display doesn't get very bright, meaning you may have some trouble with glare in well-lit rooms, and second, the webcam is bad as the captured image looks soft and underexposed, and the microphone sounds staticky. Number 2 of my list. 2022 Apple MacBook Air Laptop. If you only perform light productivity tasks like text processing, web browsing, and video playback, an UltraPortable laptop is a better choice. We recommend the Apple MacBook Air 13, Apple's entry-level MacBook. It's the successor of the well-received M1 MacBook Air from 2020, but with a fresh new design, a better 1080p webcam, and a more powerful M2 SoC. The display looks sharp and gets bright enough for use outdoors, the keyboard is spacious and tactile, and the touchpad is just as responsive and even larger than its predecessors. It still has 2 USB-C ports, but there's now a MagSafe charging port, which frees up the USB-C port you would otherwise use for charging. A cheaper alternative would be the Apple MacBook Air 13. The trade-off is that you get an older design with thicker bezels around the display, but it's still a sleek-looking laptop and among the best premium ultra-portables on the market. It provides a premium user experience with a nice display and a comfortable keyboard, and Apple's M1 SoC is more than powerful enough to handle general productivity tasks. The display doesn't get as bright as the M2 MacBook Airs, but it isn't a problem unless you're outside in the sun. And number 1. 2021 Apple MacBook Pro. The best laptop we've tested is the Apple MacBook Pro 14, a high-end model that provides a premium user experience. It has an exceptionally sturdy build, all-day battery life, and enough processing power to handle any workload, even demanding tasks like video editing and 3D animation. Its wide port selection includes 3 USB-C/Thunderbolt 4 ports, an HDMI, a full-size SD card reader, and a high-output headphone jack for difficult-to-drive cans. The keyboard feels great to type on for extended periods, and the haptic touchpad is, as we say, ginormous. The feature that really stands out is its mini LED display, which covers the entire DCI-P3 color space and gets incredibly bright, making it suitable for viewing and producing HDR content. Plus, you won't have to worry about calibrating it as color accuracy is superb out of the box. There's also a 16-inch model if you want a larger screen for multitasking and don't mind paying more. It has better sounding speakers and a slightly longer battery life. You can get it with the same M1 Pro or M1 Max SoC as the 14-inch model, giving you plenty of processing power to blast through all your tasks. Check out this video description for latest price and more informations. Thank you for watching this video. Please subscribe and stay tuned.